But whenever you think neutral stress and negative stress, the main difference between both is your coping skills. So with the neutral stress, you're more than capable for what you're experiencing. Like you feel, I'm overqualified for this job. So that's neutral. Negative stress is the adversity I'm facing is overwhelming. Okay, maybe you're put in for instance, if you were put in a doctor's surgery today and you were told, oh sorry, this doctor was off sick, and somebody now came to get Melvina that, okay, we know you've never trained as a doctor before, you never studied medicine, but can you attend to patients as a doctor for just one day? How would you feel? You will feel overwhelmed because you know you're not qualified to do that. Okay, so that's negative stress.
And it's also a situations generating stress, isn't it?
Yes.
Whereas something else completely outside your control, could be a situations generated. Okay,
that's bang on. So now the next thing we're going to do now is we have we've talked about the goals. We've written down the goals, right? And we're talking about the how, the time scale, and the motivational reason. If we all add the answers to those challenges, majority of us probably wouldn't be here. So the point of this course is to share some skills with you, okay? And this skills is what I call adversity management technique, okay? And the reason why you're going to be taking this questionnaire, this handbook away with you today is the adversity management technique will be able to help you get some answers to things you've struggled with yourself, okay? It just empowers you, gives you the tools to work with, okay? And with this adversity management technique, it's called the A to E method, okay? And we have A, B, C, D, and E, okay? The A, anytime you have any issues on your mind or you're struggling with anything at all and you don't know how to deal with it and it's making you feel worse for wear. Were you going to ask something?
No, okay. Is it anxiety?
Anxiety? No, not really. It's just a challenge. It's just a struggle. It's just a goal. Maybe something you want to achieve but you struggled with. So this A stands for adversity. Okay, I'm sure you have it. I'm not sure if you have it somewhere in your handbook.
It's in this one that we've got here,
where it says overcoming barriers. So just write, as I'm writing it there, just write it next to the alphabets. Okay? Let's get have a question or?
I don't know.
Okay. So adversity is just obstacle. Silvio, are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Patricia, are you okay? Do you have a question for me? Apply for a job and you've just had a rejection letter, or you're trying to do something really, really important and you keep hitting the brick wall. That thing is the adversity. So you write it down in the adversity box. Whatever it is, that's the adversity, okay? And B stands for belief. Okay, so that's your belief about that adversity. And I'll make it clearer in a minute. C stands for consequences. Okay? So this belief is always negative. So you're faced with a challenge that's making you feel worse for wear, making you feel bad about yourself. That's the adversity. Your belief is your belief about that adversity. So in terms of the belief is in terms of your thoughts about the adversity, okay? And that could also mean, usually your thoughts actually. And so the consequences would normally be, I'll give you an example. You've applied for a job, like say you've done 50 job applications and you've had 50 rejections, okay? That's the adversity. That's an example, okay? And your belief, if you've applied for 50 jobs, Sylvia, help me out with this one. I'm not saying you have, but can you imagine you applying for 50 jobs and you've gotten 50 rejection letters? When you got the 50th rejection letter through your mailbox, what would your thoughts be? What would you be thinking? What's the first thing you would think about the job situation?
That there's something's going,
It's not going according
in the correct way.
Fantastic. Valeska, you've had the 50th rejection letter in the post.
To be honest.
What would be, just say exactly how you feel if you get number 50? What would you think?
I'll just
What would you think before you give up? What would be your thought?
I'm here.
What's that?
I'll be expecting a negative.
Yes, but when you got that 50th letter,
Yeah.
what would you think about you, about your situation, about applying for the next job?
I wouldn't apply for the next job.
Why? What's the thoughts that's stopping you from applying for the next job? What would you think?
Because obviously something's saying that I'm not good enough.
Right. That's what I'm looking for. So is it coming together now? In a way. So far so good. So the adversity here is unemployed, right? 50 rejections. And your thought was, I'm not good enough. Because 50 employers can be wrong, right? So the consequences is the behavior, our behavior, because that's the adversity, 50 job rejections, belief, my thoughts, I'm not good enough. Then that then stops you from looking for other jobs. So consequences is stop applying. So with regards to these consequences, it's a combination of two things. It could be how you're feeling and how you're behaving. Because our behavior drives our feelings, and our feelings, the way we feel in turn, drives our behavior. It's like a vicious cycle. So Valeska has stopped applying for jobs because she's only applied to 50 employers and she's had 50 rejections. Come on, she's only human. I would probably think the same way. And then D,
You wouldn't, you would choose to.
You think I might do something different for a while, wouldn't you? Because you've got to go to something fresh.
Exactly. You want a fresh start. You need something different. You think, you know what? A friend of mine used to say something. He said, insanity, the definition of insanity, you probably heard that before.
Doing the same thing over and over again.
And expecting a different result,
Yeah.
right? So that then kicks in. So stop applying for jobs. D stands for disputing beliefs. Because these beliefs are meant to be negative beliefs. So how do you dispute your negative beliefs? It's the hardest thing in the world to do. Disputing negative beliefs. How do you challenge those beliefs in your head? Because, for instance, I'm just going to say, for instance, you've just had bad news. Like really bad news. All the evidence suggests that it is really, really bad. So how do you go from someone who is, how do you go from pessimistic to optimistic? You can't just will yourself to be positive when you know that all the evidence suggests that it's meant to be negative. So we will come to the techniques and the tools we need for that in a moment. So disputing negative beliefs. And E stands for energized outcome. And with the energized outcome means I've gotten the results I want. How do I go from adversity? How do I go from A to E? Okay, so we will come to this part in a moment. This is the part we deal with on a day-to-day, is you being able to have the tools to think with clarity, to ask yourself the question, because it's what you believe in that you will definitely go with ultimately. Because people can tell you what they want to tell you every time, but it's ultimately what you do or what you believe that would impact whether you succeed or you fail. Okay, so that's the main point. Any questions or? Because I feel like some of you could use a drink. Information overload.
No, it's not not for me, it's not. I'm just going to ask, how many more sessions can we have like this? Because by the end of this, we could all like be entrepreneurs or running a company or employed.